Welcome to Fueling Your Legacy, hosted by Samuel Knickerbocker. Each week, we expose the faulty foundational mindsets of the past and rebuild a new, stronger foundation essential in creating your legacy. We've got a lot of work to do, so let's get started. We are live again and excited to be here. Wanted to just dive a little bit right in. Over the last few weeks, I've been talking to different people about what has contributed most to my success and what can also contribute to other people's success. And we hear a phrase often a lot in the personal development or even just like the success world, and probably even a religious world as well. And that's the average. You are the average of the 5 people you hang around, right? We've heard that 1,000 times, and not everybody has time to hang around the people that they want to. And so how do you do that? So you listen to books, you watch movies, you do a bunch of different things to hang around these people and to have them become your new mentors or your new associations. And although that's important, and I think that that's great, I want to focus on maybe the other aspect, and that is showing up. Okay. And that can be showing up to a podcast, showing up to a book, showing up to your own meditation time, showing up to the office, wherever it is that you're working, showing up in your house with your spouse and with your children as a mother and father, whatever that may be. You need to show up. And some people have asked, well, what does that mean exactly? I only have so many hours a day. Well, you have as many hours as everybody else has. Everybody has 24 hours a day. And what we choose to do with those hours is really what's going to determine the outcome of our day, outcome of our week, our month, and our life eventually. And so what do we do to show up, and what does that look like? For me, I learned early on that I needed to show up completely. I needed to show up 100% and be absolutely committed to that. So what does that mean? If you guys have questions as well, this is also a Facebook Live video, so please feel free to ask questions. I'd love to answer some about this. But I can say that for me, showing up started as a young child. I learned that the way to really be the most productive was to take on a lot of responsibility. I didn't always get everything done as much as I wanted to, but I did always volunteer for things. I always stretched myself to the limits to get as much done as possible and to help everybody out in the group. And so that's the earliest age I found that out, probably around age 12 to 14, 15 years old. Next, I went into summer sales. Now, summer sales, if you guys haven't ever experienced that industry, it is grueling work, and it's a lot of rejection over and over and over again. And so to really be successful in that industry, you have to just get good at the basics. You have to keep doing what got you there as well. And so my first month, everybody else would show up to the office about 10 a.m. and they would be there. They'd work the whole day, get back around 10, and then they would be done. And what I found was I needed to be a lot more consistent with my efforts, but I also needed a lot more of them. So I would show up at 7:30 or 8 every morning at the office, and I would be practicing. I would be honing in my skills. I would be doing those little things that nobody else is doing. Well, who else was at the office? The owners of the company were at the office. The people who were on the phones were at the office. All these other people that I got to associate with and spend quality time with one-on-one because I was willing to show up just a little bit earlier than everybody else showed up. And that also happened at the end of the night. I would stay an hour or two after everybody else had left at the office working on becoming my best self. And that happens at home. There's plenty of you who don't have an office to go to. You don't have anything necessarily to go, but are you showing up in the morning? Are you showing up during the daytime, and everything you're doing, are you showing up 100% to do your absolute best, or are you just kind of getting by the skin of your teeth? I promise you that showing up is going to give you the best legacy possible. It's going to give you the best chance of a legacy as possible, because you're actually there around people who already have something built and some sort of legacy there. That happened again in my new career when I switched careers from summer sales into the financial sector. There was a lot to learn. I didn't have all of the knowledge right away. You go through school, but the school is really a lot of the technical things. It's not necessarily the practical things and how you actually implement things, how you ask questions, when to ask questions, why to ask questions of your clients, and how to determine what really is best situation for somebody. Well, what I found was that even then I tried just doing it from home, thinking, oh, I'll just study this online. Read these books. Ultimately, I had to start showing up to the office. So I started showing up to the office every day. I was there all day long. Didn't matter if I didn't have appointments with somebody, I was in the office being in earshot and learning from these veterans, these people who had really excelled in their field and in their career already. I was able to hone in a lot of my skills by being around my peers. And so I would also suggest there that you need to show up. So when somebody says, oh, I work this part-time job, I work this full-time job, I do this thing on the side, whatever it is, are you showing up completely to that? And this is something that I work on, my wife and I work on a lot, is I love working. It's not maybe everybody else's favorite pastime, but for myself, it gives me a lot of joy and a lot of fulfillment, and I like the focus and the drive and the building of what I'm doing. And sometimes when I'm at home, I'm not showing up 100% fully at home. And so what I've had to do is learn to turn my phone off, put it on airplane mode when I walk in, so that I can be completely present and show up 100% for my family the same way I show up 100% for my work. I think that that's something that we all need to think about. How can we show up more fully in each activity? One suggestion that I've used in the past is time blocking, which means I have a specific hour that's set aside for one specific activity, and everything else comes off my desk. Everything else goes in the drawers. My phone turns off, whatever it is. And I just do that one single activity for that hour. And then when I'm done, I go to the next activity and I time block and I just focus on that one thing. That allows me to fully show up, mentally engaged in each area of my life that needs to get done that day without being distracted and only halfway being there. That's what's contributed the most to my success in everything that I've done throughout my life, is just being 100% committed to showing up. You don't always get the best work done. You don't always feel the most effective, but if you can create a habit of showing up 100% in your life every time, that's what's going to give you the greatest success in life, I believe, and what's going to ultimately compound to create a meaningful legacy, because not every day is going to be beautiful, but if you're there every day, then you do get to experience those beautiful moments, and they become part of you and part of your history, part of your legacy, and what you're going to pass on to your children or your great-grandchildren and society is that you showed up, you did your best every day, and you didn't let the failures or the lack of results knock you down and keep you down, but you just kept going and going and going. And for me, that's where I found the most success. So if you found this helpful, please like, comment below, and just share the things that you could show up better for in your life, or the things you feel like you're doing really well at. I like to hear success, and I'm okay with people being a little bit cocky is not the right word, but I think confident is. You need to be confident in what you are achieving and be willing to say out loud, hey, this is what I'm really good at. Yes, I have weaknesses, but this is really what I'm good at. And if you can commit to doing those simple things, then you're going to be very, very satisfied with the end results in the long run. Maybe not in the short time, but in the long run, I believe that you're going to be very, very satisfied with the results you get as you compound your efforts into showing up every day, being intentional with what you're doing every day, and really putting forth your whole heart and your soul into each piece of work that you're doing. It doesn't matter if it's a menial task or a really big task. It shouldn't matter how you do it. You should approach it all 100% always, and that's going to give you the best reward. And so please like, rank, share this. If you tag yourself on social media, take a screenshot, put it on social media, either the Facebook Live video or the podcast, then I will give you a shout out on the next podcast that I do, which will be Wednesday. I'm going to be doing a book review on a topic of showing up. How do we show up more fully in our lives for ourselves and for others, and be more committed to doing our absolute best every day? And look forward to that, but we'll catch you next time on Fueling Your Legacy. Thanks for joining us today. If what you heard resonated with you, please like, comment, and share on social media. Tag me so I can give you a shout out on the next episode. And thanks to all those who have left a review. It helps spread the message of what it really takes to build a legacy that lasts. Catch you next time on Fueling Your Legacy.